Welcome, Tacitus here. In our first video, we introduced the MMII, the McCall Moral Injury Identifier, a framework created to name and define the kind of psychological and ethical harm many have endured but couldn't articulate. Today, we're going deeper into the mechanics of that harm, how it's engineered. Because here's the truth. This kind of damage isn't random. It's not clumsiness. It's intentional. Let's walk through the 5 tactics used by those who cause moral injury, often covert narcissists, manipulators, or abusers hiding behind charm or false virtue. 1. Moral deception. Masking harmful intent through false virtue or intimacy. This is the facade, the kindness, the empathy, the early connection that seems so real, even sacred, but it's bait. Once you trust, once you believe, the mask comes off. You're left wondering, did I ever know this person at all? 2. Inverted empathy. Learning a person's values only to weaponize them. This is one of the most brutal forms of betrayal. They don't just ignore your values. They study them. Your kindness, your loyalty, your belief in fairness or compassion. And then they use those exact values against you. Not by accident, by design. 3. Induced cognitive dissonance. Creating confusion and contradiction to weaken the victim's judgment. You're told one thing, then punished for it. You're praised, then blamed. What's real keeps shifting. You start second-guessing yourself. That's not an accident. That's programming. It's meant to destabilize your internal compass so they can replace it with their control. 4. Joy in harm. Taking pleasure in another's suffering or confusion. This one's hard to accept, but essential. Some people like watching you suffer. Not everyone has empathy. And those who don't often have contempt for those who do. Your pain validates their power. That's why the cruelty sometimes shows up with a smile. 5th. Deliberate disorientation. Undermining one's sense of reality or moral certainty. The goal here is spiritual erosion. If they can make you question your sense of right and wrong, your gut instincts, your ability to trust yourself, they win. That's why moral injury runs deeper than trauma. It's not just what happened to you. It's what they made you believe about yourself. These 5 tactics form the spine of moral injury. And by naming them, we reclaim clarity. You're not crazy. You're not broken. You were targeted. And you can heal. But the first step is understanding what really happened. In this video, we're going to dive deeper into covert narcissism, the form of narcissistic abuse that often goes unnoticed because it's subtle, calculated, and insidious. If you're here, it's likely that you've been impacted by someone who disguised their cruelty behind a facade of charm, victimhood, or indifference. You might have felt gaslighted, confused, or downright manipulated. This is the hallmark of covert narcissism. The covert narcissist, the invisible predator. Unlike overt narcissists, who are loud, aggressive, and obvious, covert narcissists operate in the shadows. They often appear humble or self-effacing, and they may even present themselves as a victim of circumstances or others. But behind that mask is someone who is deeply manipulative, highly self-centered, and will stop at nothing to control their environment, including you. Key traits of a covert narcissist. Covert narcissists display several key traits that, once recognized, help you identify what you've been up against. Excessive self-preoccupation. Covert narcissists are constantly absorbed in their own emotions, but they tend to mask it by pretending to care about others, often presenting themselves as caring and empathetic. Victimhood and passive aggression. Instead of confronting issues directly, they resort to passive-aggressive behaviors, making you feel guilty or responsible for their emotional state. Emotional manipulation. They use guilt, shame, and fear to control and manipulate, all while pretending to be innocent. Lack of accountability. They cannot take responsibility for their actions. They will find ways to twist the narrative and blame others for everything that goes wrong. Inconsistent behavior. Their behavior is often erratic, swinging between idealization and devaluation, keeping you on edge and confused. The psychological toll. Living with or being in a relationship with a covert narcissist is incredibly damaging. It's a constant emotional roller coaster of highs and lows, where you feel overwhelmed, invalidated, and confused about what's real. Covert narcissists gaslight you, making you question your reality, your emotions, and even your sanity. Over time, this creates self-doubt, a sense of disorientation, and a loss of self-esteem. Why it's so hard to recognize. The difficulty in identifying covert narcissism lies in its subtlety. On the surface, the person may seem loving or caring, but underneath that is a manipulative, self-serving agenda. This complexity makes it hard for victims to speak up or even realize they are victims in the first place. They may wonder, am I overreacting? Or am I just being sensitive? The answer is no. You are not overreacting. You are being manipulated and controlled. The MMII is here to help you name it, frame it, and heal from it. Thank you for listening.